How now, brown cow? How now, brown... Oh, sorry, I was just practicing. It is early in the morning, so excuse my morning voice. You can't see my morning face because I'm on a podcast without video. It's not a video podcast. You just have to listen with your ears, guys. So, anyways, got a mixer. You're gonna hear my squeaky chair too. Oh man, I think every chair I own in the house is squeaky. I've tried like several, and they squeak a lot. So bear with me. I got a mixer that I'm trying to figure out how to hook up to this program, Spreaker. It's a pretty basic program. Spreaker, can you make a better program, please? So yeah, I'm just making a normal podcast this morning. But this chair makes me sound like Eddie at Simple Customs. Mike, this chair is older than you and Kimber combined. So what's up, everybody? I think it's been a few days since I've posted a podcast. So I just wanted to touch base with you guys today, tell you what's going on. We are starting another podcast, it'll be video. We've already made our first episode. David, twice I closed. Twist. I don't like that twist. Twice I kissed. Let me go ahead and open it. And then Chuck it, Flying Valiant. I haven't come up with a jingle for Chuck yet. It's just his name. Chuck. It's too easy. But no, the Flying Valiant part. Flying Valiant. It's Valiant that flies. I don't know, maybe that'll work. Let me know in the comments below. So it's called the Diecast Breakdown. It's gonna be a video podcast. Chuck is putting this together. He does media production for a living, basically, and he's much more savvy than David or I are with these electronics. I'm no slouch, but man, I'm not as sharp as I used to be when it comes to all these electronics. It's impossible to keep up with all these software programs. Excuse me. So, yeah. So it's gonna. Sorry, let me take a drink here real quick. I just woke up. I woke up and I was like, let's do a podcast. In that voice. So this thing is gonna be I can't put words to how cool this is gonna be. So it's gonna be really amazing, and just stick around and wait for the first post. It's gonna be soon. But put our first episode together. It's already done. Chuck's just gotta put it all together. And yeah, we're gonna have some really cool guests on from all over the world. I have Jakarta Diecast lined up. Yogi is his name. I don't know if a lot of you know that, but he's a cool dude. He's agreed, so we're just trying to figure out logistics. How now, brown cow? Logistics on that, so we can get him on. I mean, the possibilities are endless to have like a really cool podcast about all kinds of diecast. We're going to be covering basic cars, premiums, Matchbox. David will be covering all the weird ones out there that you've never heard of. Chuck's going to be covering a lot of, customization things. And I'll just be covering, Hot Wheels. Because I'm really into Hot Wheels. Of course, I like some of the majorettes and stuff like that too. But I'll just be comedy relief for sure. I think that's the plan. And if it's not the plan, it's what's going to happen. So of course, I'm going to be comedy relief, and if somebody talks over the other person, I'm just going to go interjection, and just make a soundboard really funny. Get some fart noises in there. Everybody loves fart noises. And if you don't, then what's wrong with you? No, I don't know if there's gonna be fart noises, but check it out. There might be. Who knows? And, fake, of course. Looking back and forth, darting eyes. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a really cool thing. I'm just like pausing this every once in a while because I've just got all these like old man noises. Like I'm waking up going, sorry. So yeah, it's going to be a really cool, amazing thing that will hopefully blow up into bigger things. I mean, my goal personally is to have my own, like, not necessarily my own, but just be on a diecast channel, like a TV show. How cool would that be? You guys can laugh on me when I'm on the show. So yeah, we're doing big things. Very planned out, very precise. Thanks to Chuck, thanks to David. They're very organized individuals, unlike myself. Not so organized all the time. So it's nice to be on a podcast, like talking to other people, because sometimes when I'm on this podcast, like talking to myself, I just get like winded, saying so many things. I'm like, man, yeah, now I know how Rapinismo feels, talking a mile a minute. It's like, how does the dude breathe? So it's tough. It's tough talking to yourself on a podcast. It's nice to be able to have a conversation with somebody else so I can breathe. No, I think it's just a process of learning how to talk and then take breaths. It's complicated. You gotta say something and you gotta breathe after that. I forget. I'm like, oh man, I forgot to breathe. So anyways, it's Friday. I'm off today. We're gonna go run some errands. I gotta get rid of this Crown Vic. Some of you guys know I'm debating on whether to go into the store because it's crazy. It sucks too. The story's terrible. Well, I might as well just tell it, and then we'll talk about the rest of the day, what's going on here. So, some of you may know that I had a Crown Vic that I drove for a little bit. It was more of just like a funny thing, I always kind of wanted a cop car. So I bought this blue Crown Vic for not much, and drove it for a while. Then I was like, okay, fun's over. I'm gonna get rid of this thing. The only people that like drive, let's just be real. The only people that drive police cars, or ex-police cars, are cops and just criminals. Like it's ironic. Cops drive police cars, and then when they're retired, criminals drive police cars. So I was like, I gotta get rid of this thing. I don't want to be a criminal. I'm not a criminal. So I sold it like 5 or 6 months ago to this guy that drove from down south. And I guess he had just got T-boned in his, so he wanted another one because he survived the crash. He got like T-boned at like high rate of speed, and he survived. Like, was in a coma for like a couple of days or something. I don't know, but he's walking. He's survived. He's like, I need another one of these things to save my life. So he comes up to buy it, and I sell it, and I make some money on it. Not a lot, I always put some money into my cars because you have to, like spark plugs and tires and stuff like that. So I sold the guy the car. I'm an idiot. I forgot, like, I've sold so many cars, like probably 20 different cars, but I spaced out. It was like late at night. I forgot to mark it sold. Forgot to do a report of sale. There's the train in the background there. Thanks, train. And so I forgot to, oh my gosh. Interjection. The train's like, gotcha. Interjection, Mark. Trying to tell a story, not on my watch. Squeaky chair. Mark, this chair's older than you and that train combined. So, anyways, now that the train's done honking, so I forgot to mark the car sold. I don't go online. I don't go into the Department of Licensing. I'm a bonehead because I've probably forgot once before and nothing happened. But in this case, a few months later, which is actually recently, maybe a month ago or something like that, I get a good to go, like those little highway things, like somebody's in the HOV lane or whatever. I get one of those tickets, and they're cheap. They're whatever. They're $5-10. But I'm like, this dude didn't change the car over in his name. So I text him. I'm like, dude, you need to get this car like transferred over in your name immediately. It's the law. You got to do it, man. Nothing. I didn't hear back. So then I'm like, hopefully he changes it over, whatever. But even then, I should have tried to get more information from the guy and mark it sold, because I didn't have his last name or his address, because I'm stupid. And then a couple of weeks more go by, and I get a letter in the mail that's from a impound yard, and the car's been impounded, abandoned vehicle. So I call right away, because I'm like, this isn't my car. I sold it 5 or 6 months ago. And they're like, well, your name's still on it. You're responsible for it. Don't know what to tell you. Bill's like $500 or something at that point. And and I'm looking at any avenue to get out of it. There's not. I don't even know the guy's last name. I'm trying to reverse his phone number online to get his last name and address. The guy's a ghost. He's a shady ghost. He's a shady dude. So, I mean, some people just run like that. They just run like low key, like no one knows my last name, where I live, like where I'm from, and that was this dude. His phone number came back to some other guy. And so I'm like, I'm screwed. So yeah, so then at that point I realized I had to go. The car's still my name. I had to go get the car. I had to go pick it up. That's what they made me do. Made me pay for it and pick it up. And so I had to pay whatever amount of money. I'm not going to go into details. And so I had to leave work early. Kimber and I went to go get, we got AAA on the horn to get the car, and they had given us the wrong address. It was a communication error. They've got 2 locations. So the tow truck comes, it's the wrong location. He runs around, he's like antsy. He leaves because we figure out it's 5 minutes down the road, the Crown Vic. And going back a little bit, I had called the police that had impounded it, talked to the officer that impounded it, and he's like, oh yeah, it's got a busted window, it's got some graffiti on it. I'm like, oh man, no big deal. I'll get the graffiti off. I'll replace the window. I actually replaced the window when I bought the car. So I didn't think much of a deal. It was much of a deal just to kind of fix it up a little bit, get the title back to my name, and sell it off. Then maybe make some more money, It's still my car. Legally. It's the law. Don't be dumb. Mark your car sold. And so we get there. So the tow truck leaves. He's like, I'm not going to wait around anymore. I'm like, it's 5 minutes down the road. And they were going to tow it like an hour and a half back to my house. I mean, it's a good tow ticket. But no, they bailed. They bailed on me. So we had to get another tow truck from AAA and wait another couple hours. Now the correct tow place, same company, just down the street. And so we had to wait in this shady neighborhood. I mean, Auburn, Federal Way. So this is Auburn, Washington, which is just a dump. Sorry, anyone that's from Auburn. It's sketchy, especially at night. The area we were in. I feel like I was in Compton. Really sketchy. Everybody's like looking at you like they want to rob you, maybe, abduct you, maybe steal your Crown Vic. Definitely not after I saw it. So we get there, and the guy, the Russian guys that own this tow company, like, hello, Mark. It's $500 to get your car back. There's no good parts on this car. We don't want to take this car apart. We checked all the VINs. We ran the numbers. It didn't make sense. Come get your car, Mark. So meet up with the guy. He's like, is this your car? I'm like, yes, it's my car, unfortunately. And the car's destroyed. It looks like my Crown Vic was part of the LA riots. Like, it was ran through. It's, the rear window's busted out. There's some plastic tube shoved through it. The other windows are busted out. There's graffiti all over it. There's spray paint on the license plates. Dings all over the car. It's destroyed. So I'm like, I'm not going to be able to sell this thing. Not for $1 to anybody. So I go pay for the car to get it out. Take possession of it. And then we have to wait for 2 hours for the tow truck. It's a sketchy neighborhood. Oh gosh, so sketchy. I've lived in some sketchy spots too. Lived in Phoenix, red light districts. Lived on Casino Avenue in Everett. Gross. You don't want to walk to the store at night there. And this place really gave me the heebie-jeebies. Really sketchy. So finally the tow truck driver shows up. Super nice guy. And he's like, oh man, what happened? I was like, told him a quick version of the story. And he's like, oh yeah, man, people suck. And I'm like, yeah, people can suck. They do. Not all people, but there's some people out there that just care about number one. You know? And so he was able to, one of the wheels was loose. He tightened it. I was like, you better check the rest of these wheels, man, so one of the wheels doesn't fly off when you're driving it. So he tightens all the wheels up. Oh, he's like, we're good to go. Had some truck driver guy walking by, just crazy. He's talking about one of the, like, a shirt fell off the front of the car that was there, and he's like, pick up the shirt, and the guy's like, leave us alone, and they're like about to like get into it, and I'm like, whoa, truck driver guy, it's not my shirt, it's nobody's shirt. And he just kept walking. He had some cart, and but he's definitely a truck driver. He had like one of those little CB things on his, anyways, I told this guy to beat it. Hey, beat it, pal. And so he gets it up. I said, I'm going to take off because I need to get a head start. I got to go move my Datsun 510 out of the way so I can put this piece of junk on the side of my house. And he's like, yeah, no worries, man. So we take off and drive home. Weather's crazy. It's coming, rain's coming down sideways. People are driving like Fast and Furious on the highway. Like they're driving like Toretto. 90 miles an hour and just standing water. You can't see where you're going. People are flying past you. And there's like 2 fatalities in the area that we were like off the highway. One on the highway, one off the highway. So people are driving too fast. I don't know what it is, but people are driving during this pandemic. They're driving it like it's like their last day. Like they just don't care. I don't get it. Like driving to work in the morning, hour each way. I just see so much stupidity and chaos. I'm like, thank you, Jesus, for getting me to and from work. It's like a miracle every day. So, of course, I want to move closer to work for now, just so I don't have to deal with that, because Kimber's with me. So, anyways. So, yeah, finally, we drive home. Tow truck gets there way later, because he's driving slow, which is good. Everyone else should try that. And so, I get home at like 11 at night. He unloads it. I give the guy a tip. Pretty decent tip, because he was just so nice and patient and helpful, which is rare. First truck driver was like, I'm out. I'm not going to make any money. I'm out. So, yeah, he was a nice guy. And we got on the side of the house. So that's where it sits today. Today we got to go get a in lieu of title, and then we're going to sell it to Pick and Pull. They're going to come get it. They're going to give me a couple $100 for it, maybe less. I don't care. They give me $1 for it. I'm just like, come get this thing out of my life. So yeah, so that's the pretty much the gist of the story. Not even all of it, but yeah, it was crazy. So that's what we're dealing with today. So I just gotta pretty much give this car away because it's really not worth anything. So because I gotta go get in lieu of title, I'm pretty much gonna break even on getting the lost title, like $85, and then they're not going to give me much for the car, so it's like back to square one, and just a lot of waste of time. But it's a life lesson, Mac. It's a life lesson. Don't be dumb. So I'm gonna try not to be dumb anymore. And I drag poor Kimber in this whole thing. She's stressing out, poor thing. She's like, who am I marrying? This guy's crazy. This guy's like a Russian guy. He's like buying these cheap cars and selling them and not even doing it right. I did not know that I would have this kind of situation. It's my name, Mark. I like the wheels of hots. Hot of wheels, okay? I like cars. I like hot of wheels. Wheels hot. I don't know how you say this in America. So, the matchbox. The box of matches. I love those cars. So, yeah. And we're going to try to do, while we're doing this junk, we're going to try to do some hunting today, some Hot Wheel hunting. So at least this podcast is about Hot Wheels a little bit today. You guys are like, what am I listening to? This guy just rants about mistakes in his life. And there's a lot of them. This guy's got a lot of mistakes in his life. Mike, stop making mistakes. Just kidding, make lots of them. You'll learn from them. So, that's just going to be Eddie at Simple Customs. There's going to be my subconscious all the time. I'm going to hear him. Mike, wake up. Eddie, we love you, buddy. I know Eddie's listening right now too, so I love his voice, his accent. And of course, I love Eddie, his personality, and how great he is, how big of a heart he has. But he's always listening to his podcast. I'm sure he's at home chuckling. He's probably rolling on the ground right now. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully we can find some cool cars. Like I said, I'm not trying to spend a bunch of money on Hot Wheels right now. It's the holidays. Got a wedding coming up. Got a lot going on. So, just looking for some cars that I don't have yet. I'm not looking to pick up a bunch of cars I don't need. So, remember that, guys. Like Andre Cruz was saying in the comments, it's like the best thing I took away from one of my last podcasts is like, appreciate what you do have. And a lot of us have a lot of Hot Wheels. Wheels of hots. And just appreciate what you have. Sometimes just take a second, go through all your stuff, organize it, see what you have, enjoy it. Maybe make some videos about what you have. Because there's a lot of people out there that are afraid to make a YouTube video or whatever. They're stuck on Instagram, stuck on Facebook, just posting pictures of your cars, just being lazy. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think that's the reason. I think it's kind of, it's nice to put yourself out there. And it's hard to put yourself out there sometimes. It's hard to put yourself out there even for like a podcast like this and just be real and let people know who you are. But it's hard because a lot of people, you post videos and then you're like, what are people going to say? What are people going to think about this video? Is it good enough? Maybe not. I don't know. But who cares? Put it out there. Get them going. Learn from other videos. There's a lot of us that almost didn't start. But, I think the word almost, I almost did this. I almost did that. Oh, I was going to almost do that. Almost isn't enough. It's not going to get you where you want to be. It's not going to make you the person that you want to be or get you where you need to be. Almost. I almost won. You didn't win. It's not a participation award. I was 6th place. I won. No. Someone else won. You can win, but try harder. Work harder. Practice. So, and practice makes perfect. So, I always encourage people to go back to my first videos on YouTube. Even go to my first videos on Instagram. They're not good. Not even the photos or videos. They're just like, why did you take a picture of your foot? I don't know. Just figuring it out, just figuring out how to do it. But if anybody needs help, hit me up. I'll help you. And there's a lot of people out there to help you succeed. A lot of awesome diecast guys. Hewitt's Hot Wheels. Old Man Diecast. Peter. JDC, Mustang Hunter, King Nut, Skip's Diecast. Good job, Skip. You started a YouTube channel, and you're killing it. So I'm proud of you, buddy. I truly am. Because he was worried about what people were going to think, or, kind of shy. But he did it. He did it. And now he's killing it. And I love it. So anybody who is out there that almost is going to do something, just do it. Don't almost do it. Just do it. And if you need help, ask for my help. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to help. And you're going to have people that are going to say things. Why do you do this? Why did you say that? Oh, this doesn't line up with that. You said this about scalpers, but I don't agree with that. Well, that's fine. Nobody's going to have to agree, or not everything's going to line up in your mind. When it comes to those kind of like subjects, which I don't even really want to talk about anymore sometimes because it's so convoluted and people have their own theories and things to make themselves feel good about what they're doing. The bottom line is, if you're looking out for yourself and yourself only, it's about number one, it's not right. Whatever you're doing, it's not right. It's not fruitful. It's not good. We need to look out for others. So don't be selfish. And I don't think I have a lot of scalpers listening to this podcast anyway, so what's the point? But it's not really something to talk about that much, because it's like telling bad drivers or like erratic drivers on the freeway, like I'm doing with it, stop doing that. Don't do it. They're gonna keep doing it. Whatever. But if people can band together to help grab the cars that everyone's looking for, maybe it's a BRE 2-pack, I'll grab both of them. And if somebody needs one and I have an extra one, I'll give it to them or sell it to them for what I paid for it, plus shipping. That's the difference. We sometimes have too much in our collection. We've got to get rid of some stuff. Just be reasonable. And what is reasonable? Well, let's use common sense. If you paid $10 for it and shipping's $5, sell it for $15, maybe $20. That's reasonable. Selling it for $50 is not reasonable. And anything that's brand new that just came out and you're flipping it for 3 or 4 times more money, that's scalping. Other people can still find stuff. Old stuff that you can't find anymore, you can pay a little bit more money for it because you don't have any other options. And that's just how it works with everything. Especially like vintage Hot Wheels. Of course they're going to be more money. You're not going to find a red line for $1. I mean, maybe, if someone doesn't know what they have. But when it comes down to it, talking about all that jazz, all that mess, it comes down to where your heart is. Who you're doing it for. You're thinking about others. You're helping others. And you're not thinking about yourself so much. That's what it's all about. In life and in the diecast world. In any kind of collecting. Just be kind. Be true. Be you. That's Dr. Seuss. And one of my favorite quotes. It's a good thing to live by. So, I'm going to end it here shortly. 29 minutes. Got stuff to do today. Got car disasters to take care of. I appreciate everybody's support on this podcast. I love the feedback. I love you guys. And I can't wait for this video podcast to come out. And we're getting together about once a week to shoot stuff and figure all the logistics out. But it's a lot of fun. And I really hope that I do get Jakarta Diecast on. He's agreed to it, and I hope we can work that out, because that dude is a savage, and he's amazing. He seems like a really cool dude, Yogi. So, I'll keep in touch with you guys. You'll see stuff about that. I got to get some more people on here. I'm going to have Derek on here tomorrow. Honest Diecast will be back here. I'm sure we'll be touching all kinds of controversial stuff. or just having fun like we normally do because it's my best friend. So, all right, Hot Wheel homies, I love you. I'll see you later in the next podcast. And that's a jet in the sky. Can you hear it? All right, I'm out. You guys have a great, blessed day. I love you. God bless. Bye. I'm in your faces.